Maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Giawhag ko kamo sa pag-ilaila sa amuang parokya, ang Archdiocesan Shrine San Roque sa Mambaling, Cebu City. Dali, mudayon ta!
Nahimugso kini nga parokya ni adtong tuig 1972 sama sa Federation of Asian Bishop Conference nagsaulog sadmi sa among nga ika-50th anniversary isip usa ka parokya og shrine. Maisip nga batan-on pa kini nga parokyaha kay nagsaulog baya kita sa atong tibuok simbahan sa Pilipinas sa 500 years of Christianity.
I was assigned parish priest and rector of the Cebu Archdiocesan Shrine of San Roque on August 2019. This was after nearly 30 years of teaching and being a formator in our theological seminary. I consider it a great gift from the Lord because I had also just turned 60. At first, I was hesitant of this video project because I know that there are parishes that are older, bigger, more popular, better organized than my parish. Yet, the PPC and we realized that we can make a humble contribution.
Our Cebuano Mass on Sundays, specifically at 8 o'clock in the morning, is always full. We see young and old people coming together to praise and thank our Lord. The reason why that this is always full because this is their most convenient time to be with our Lord. And they are coming from our 34 chapels in our parish. Typically, there are about 250 to 300 Mass attendees. But unfortunately, this is just 2% more or less of 32,000 Catholics in this part of the city.
Well, there are 3 pre-pandemic surveys that show that less than 10% of our Catholic faithful go to Sunday Mass regularly. This is a big challenge. Here in our parish, our starting point for trying to do something about this is our location because we are surrounded by houses. And so one can say that San Roque is the saint next door. But then being the saint next door, having proximity, doesn't mean that people go to church. So we have been discerning about this and we are embarking on 3 initiatives, projects, programs. The first one is called Balik-Simba. Balik-Simba can be translated as go back to church, go back to Mass. No? And as we move forward to our golden anniversary on June 3 next year, we would like to go to the byways and highways here where people are working, playing, and talk with them, give them leaflets so that they will come back to the parish or go to Mass for the first time. So that's the first thing, Balik-Simba. And yet, bringing them back needs attraction and needs to be sustained. So the second area that we have identified is formation. We have ongoing formation for our different ministries, and we just had 2 weeks ago a workshop on assessing the socio-economic needs of our people and identifying the projects that we can start for them. That has something to do with ongoing formation. No? The third area would be the formation of our youth. In my discussion, my discernment with the youth, they have identified 3 areas that really attract them. The first area is discovering something new. So if you have a youth encounter, there must be an element of something new. And then the second element that they look for is they want to have access to their priest and discuss anything under the sun with their priest. And the third area is they want to experience creative ways of praying. In this area of formation, I am inspired by the thoughts of Pope Francis in The Joy of the Gospel, Evangelii Gaudium. I think it's in section 200 when he says, the worst injustice that we commit to the poor, that the church commits to the poor, is substandard religious instruction. That's why I'm really trying to pay attention here, and my team, I'm trying to form formators, because when I leave in less than 3 years' time, I want this parish to be self-sustaining in many ways.
Personally, and as a group, naami naganahan pagmaayo nga activity, which is called Parish Youth Assembly. I was 14 years old, lisod ko sa youth. And then, kato nga panahon is, grabe jud kay ko ka maldita, grabe kay ko ka libakira. Like, kanang, wala jud padul nga na akong life kay, kanang, wala, feel ako, muna ni ako, niya, pagkaman, I really thought nga, ang youth council is pastime lang gani. Pero along the way, within experiencing also those activities, mas nakahibaw ko nga, ay naadi deeper meaning ang life.
Our third focus is on the physical renovation of the shrine. But there are deeper reasons for that. No? A wise man once said, if we construct our buildings, in turn our buildings form us. So there is a formative value to having the right structure. We are now in our phase 2 of our renovation. The phase 1 offered people a more hospitable ambience, a greater amplitude, not only for their physical selves, but for their spiritual selves to stretch, and luminosity, beauty. Because as Dostoevsky said, the beautiful will save the world. Now, going back to our buildings form us, no? The renovation process is itself very symbolic of our effort to form our people. That means removing certain things that are an obstacle to something new. It's also the same thing with catechism formation. We are dealing with mindsets that can be obstacles to formation. So the renovation project is both practical and symbolic. So from one golden jubilarian to another, I wish both our endeavors success. Thank you very much for visiting our humble abode. From all of us, from the Cebu Archdiocesan Shrine of San Roque, to all of you at the Federation of Asian Bishops Conferences, maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan.
Kami natabangan sa lukid akong mula.